Good morning, students. I, Sarita Goyal, your bio teacher, today going to discuss with you the sexual reproduction in human being. Before that, I am going to complete the topic the sexual reproduction in flowering plants, right? That we have discussed in my previous lecture also. Um, Now I am going to continue with that. First, I am going to discuss with you the sexual reproduction in flowering plants, then reproduction in human being, then male reproductive system, and then female reproductive system. So, as I already discussed with you, the parts of the flower it contains anther, filament. Together we call it as stamen, and stigma, style, ovary. Together we call it as pistil, and this is the female reproductive part, and this stamen is the male reproductive part. Apart from that, we are having petals, ovules, sepals, then septacle and peduncle. Right? It is also called thalamus or pedicel. Now, as I told you, already explained you what is pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma is called pollination. Now, after pollination, the fertilization process occurs. Right? So, what is pollination? Pollination is transfer of anthers, pollen grain from anthers to the stigma. It is called pollination. Now, when pollination occurs, after that fertilization process takes place. Now, when these pollen grains fall on the stigma, they develop a tube inside the style, right, which opens into the ovary, right, ovule, which opens into the ovule and reaches to the ovary, right. This ovule it is present in the ovary, right. So this pollen tube develops only when pollen grains falls on the stigma, right. And this pollen tube that reaches to the ovary through an opening called micropyle opening. Clear? Now, what does this pollen tube contains? When this pollen tube develops, it it releases two male gametes, male germ cells. These male gametes are going to be released in the ovule. In each ovule, you will be having one egg and two polar nuclei, right? One egg and two polar nuclei. Now these male gametes travel through the tube and reaches to the ovule where female gamete is waiting. That means it is having this ovule content. This is the egg and these are the two polar nuclei. You can see in this slide also. Here this is the egg and this is the polar nuclei. Now one of the male gamete fused with the egg, it forms zygote. And other male gamete, it fused with the nuclei, these two polar nuclei, and it is called triple fusion, right? And as a result, endosperm is formed, right? Again, I am telling you, it releases two male gametes. One male gamete fused with the egg to form this zygote, and other male gamete fused with these two polar nuclei forms endosperm. And since here one male gamete and two polar nuclei involved, this process is called triple fusion. And fusion of male gamete with the egg is called syngamy. Now this is called syngamy and this is called triple fusion. And since two fertilizations are taking place in the ovary, therefore it is called double fertilization. Now, you know what is endosperm? You have seen, you have drank also, but you are not aware of what is endosperm. If I am giving the example of endosperm, you have drank on that coconut water. This coconut water is endosperm in which nucleus are free. They are dividing continuously. When they stop dividing, that become they slowly this water become thicker and it forms the edible part of the coconut, right. So this is the about double fertilization in flowers. So you can see I have made this slide. When pollen grains falls on the stigma, it develops a pollen tube in which it releases two male gametes. Pollen tube opens into the ovary through micropyle opening. That particular opening, this opening is called, here this opening is called micropyle opening, right? So here it leads to male gametes. One male gamete fused with the egg present in the ovary and forms zygote. And this process is called syngamy. You can write this also. This process is called syngamy. So I have mentioned here the process name also. Now other male gamete, it fuses with the two polar nuclei and forms endosperms, and this process is called triple fusion. You can write here also. This process is called triple fusion. Since two fusions are taking place in the ovary, so it is called double fertilization. So now you must be aware what is double fertilization. So you can write here, this process is called triple fusion. Right? So since two fusions are taking place, and that is why it is called double fertilization. So after fertilization, what happens? Now we are coming to the next slide. That is after fertilization, what happens? That is called post fertilization event. Now when zygote form, it divides many times within the ovary, right? When it divides many times, it develops slowly and becomes the embryo part, right? This embryo is the edible part of the fruit, and this ovule, it develops a tough coat and gradually converted into seed. If you are seeing one seed in the fruit, then it is having only one ovule, and if you see many seeds, that means it is having many ovule. So it depends, the seeds are depending on the number of ovules present in the ovary. Now this ovary grows rapidly and ripens to form a fruit, right? And this, after fruit formation, you can see that fruit is without sepals, stamens, style, stigma. You know that every fruit is formed with the help of flower. So in flower, the fertilization process takes place. So what happens with these petals, sepals? They will fall off. ये सब गिर जाते हैं, सिर्फ आपके पास fruits रह जाता है. Now this fruit, you can sometimes you can see the fruits with the attach of sepals also. If I give you the example, brinjal. Brinjal is always having hard attached sepals. Capsicum, chilies, green chilies, and even sometimes you can see in the tomatoes. So sometimes sepals are attached with the flowers, fruits or vegetables. So you should remember the fruits and vegetables which have sepals attached to them. This question may also come in the area. Since all these processes are taking place after the formation of fruit, so that is why it is called after the process of fertilization. That is why it is called post fertilization event. Last topic of plant section is germination. What is germination? The development of seed into seedling under appropriate condition is known as germination. You can see this is the seed. If you have gram, chane, छोले होते हैं ना, उनको आप पानी में भिगो के you can keep under the moist condition for 1 or 2 days. You will see some roots like such coming, अंकुर जिसको बोलते हैं. And when you open these seeds, you can see like this structure. This is having two cotyledons. It is dicotyledon seed, right? So it has two cotyledons, which is the food which we eat. So these two are called cotyledon, right? It is the food store, it stores food. And if you open the seed, you will see like this structure. The bottom one is called radical root system. It is the future root, from where the roots develop. You can see here also. And this is the plumule, this is the shoot, future shoot system. So this is all about germination, that is development of seed into seedling is called germination. It is a very simple diagram, and you draw in the notebook. It in your exam it may comes also, right? So this is all about plant section. Now I am coming to the next section, that is sexual reproduction in human being. So before sexual reproduction, our body should be ready for that. So at the puberty, you have already learned about puberty, adolescence period. That is the period during which sexual changes takes place in the body, and by this time your body is ready for sexual reproduction. So what are the changes takes place during puberty age? Some changes are common, that is increase in height and weight. Growth of pubic hair. Pubic hair means development of hair on the face, underarm, and in the genital area. When the child born, he or she don't have any hairs on the face or on the body or underarms. Slowly during this puberty age, these develop, and that is the indication of starting of puberty age, adolescent period. Growth of oil gland in face, and during this puberty age, some might develop pimples. That is that due to the development over secretion of this oil in glands, right? Then self-conscious of our own bodies. We are all aware of now. When you come to this age, you will be very much aware of your body. Sometimes you will see in front of mirror, you observe your body carefully, how I am looking, and so on. And these are the common changes which occurs both in boys and girls commonly. But there are some changes which takes place only in the boys or only in the girls. For girls I am talking, it is a development of breast in the girls, right? Now menstruation begins. This what is menstruation I'll take at the end of this lecture. And development of mammary glands. These are the three features which takes place only in the girls. But when coming to the boys, facial hair in the boys, dadi, muche, mustache and beard. When it appears, that is the indication of that body is getting prepared for sexual reproduction. Then voice begins to crack in boys. At this age, the voice also become harsh. And occasionally enlargement of erection of penis in boys. That means during daydream, the penis become erect. What is penis? I will show you in the male reproductive system. This is about changes which takes place only in boys and girls. Now, next slide is about what is puberty. As I told you, the period of life when the body undergoes change. जब हमारी बॉडी में जब चेंजेस आती हैं, ये सब कैरेक्टर्स डेवलप होते हैं, सेक्सुअल कैरेक्टर्स, तब हम उसको बोलते हैं puberty, right? And that by this time the girls become capable of reproduction, right? And this change occurs when there is a secretion of hormones, sexual hormones, which I already discussed in my chapter Control and Coordination. I told you about testes and ovaries in chapter 8, that is chapter 7, that is Control and Coordination. Testes secretes male hormones, sex hormones called testosterone, right? And ovaries in the girls release estrogen and progesterone. These two hormones are secreting at the time of puberty, adolescent period. When these hormones start secreting, your body undergoes changes, right? And the changes indicate that your body is getting prepared for sexual reproduction. By that, this puberty age normally it starts at the period of 10 to 12 years and end with 16 to 18 years. And during this period, please note that since these changes are taking place and your energy you are using for that purpose, so your development, your growth will be slow. Regular growth, normal growth will be slow. So don't get panic. मेरी height नहीं increase हो रही, मेरा ये नहीं हो रहा, because of these changes. Since they are taking attention, they are taking hormones, changes are going on, enzymes are taking part in these hormones, so that is why the growth becomes slow. But these activities, though they are slow, it takes 5 to 6 years, but they are going on happening, right? So this is all about puberty. And so as I told you, about endocrine glands which are secreting your sex hormones. What are sex hormones? Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and relaxin. Leave this relaxin. This is not in your syllabus. You can go through estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone is the female sex hormones. Testosterone is the male sex hormones. Right? Now, coming to the next topic, that is male reproductive system. That is the introduction I have given. Now you must be aware of puberty age. You must be aware of the changes taking place in your body. You must be aware of the hormones which are releasing at this age. Now coming to the male reproductive system. Now in male reproductive system, coming to the structure, you are having a pair of testes. This produce sperms, right? What is the function of testes? Number one, it produces sperms. Number two, which I told you in this slide, it produces sex hormones called testosterone. Right? This is the function of testes. Now this testes is covered with a flap of skin. Outside the testes, you will find muscular skin. That is called scrotum, and it is very much important because it helps in the formation of sperms. How? Because it keeps the temperature of testes lower than body temperature by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. Right? 2 से 3 डिग्री सेल्सियस के बीच में इसका टेम्परेचर बॉडी टेम्परेचर से कम होता है, क्योंकि उस टेम्परेचर पर स्पर्म्स फॉर्म होंगे, अदरवाइज स्पर्म्स फॉर्मेशन विल नॉट takes place. That is the function of scrotum. It is very much important. Now, this testis is attached with the vas deferens, which goes through and end in the penis. Right? This is for what? This vas deferens, it carries sperms from testis to the penis for ejecting out. That is for throwing outside the body and inside the female body. Right? When it required. So you can see here seminal vesicles and prostate glands. I am taking these two together because in your books together function is giving up together only. Right. Now these seminal vesicles and prostate glands, they provide nutrition and this secretes a fluid medium. एक white fluid देते हैं. Why you want this fluid? So that the sperms can flow in the sperms. Otherwise sperms become dry and dry चीज आगे नहीं जाएगी, तो sperms को तैरने के लिए कुछ चाहिए. So that medium, that fluid medium is provided by seminal vesicles and prostate gland. Right? So this what I was talking about, this fluid, it is helps to sperms to flow and nutrition, because these sperms need energy to travel. So this energy is provided by these seminal vesicles and prostate glands. Now you can see penis, I told you, during daytime when this hormone secretes, it will become erect. That is the indication of secondary sexual character also. Now this urethra, it is a passage to pass urine. So in boys, these sperms and urine, it pass through the common passage. That is why it is attached with the urinary bladder also. You can see common opening here. Right? So this what I can say, sperms and urine, it pass through the common opening. So this is all about male reproductive system. Now coming to the, so see here, next slide, you can see testes are the site of sperm production. Where does it located? It is located outside the abdominal cavity. So this is the important question, where are the testes located? It is located outside abdominal cavity near this penis. Right? You are having a pair of testes. Right? And they, as I told you, they require lower temperature for the formation of sperms than normal body temperature. This is how you can see here sperms form, and they will travel through the vas deferens. Right? Now, this here the function of prostate and seminal vesicle glands. They secrete alkaline fluid, that is semen. because the sperms might become acidity. So to neutralize this fluid is also necessary, because the sperms will not work when the pH of the semen is high. So the semen also provide alkaline medium. Now they provide nourishment to the sperms also, and they also prolong the lifespan of sperms because they secrete the fluid medium, right? And this fluid medium is very much necessary for surviving of sperms also, and for moving of sperms also. Now this is the structure of sperms. It consists of head, which has acrosomal cap, right, to penetrate into ovum, right, and it contains nucleus which has genetic material. So all the information from the parent, that is father, is stored in this nucleus. And this is the mitochondria. It contains middle piece, that is called necretion. It contains mitochondria to provide energy. And last part is the sperm, which is long tail like structure that helps in the movement of sperms. Now this is all about male reproductive system. Now coming to the female reproductive system, it consists of a pair of ovaries which contains thousands of eggs, right? Many eggs at the time of birth. When a girl born, this ovary already contains the eggs but in immature form, right? When the secondary sexual characters develop, when the puberty age comes, these eggs, every month one of the ovary produce an matured egg, right? And this egg, matured egg, release ovum, and that process is called ovulation. So what is ovulation? The releasing of ovum from the matured egg is called ovulation. Now this ovulation from ovary comes to the fallopian tube. You are having a pair of ovary, a pair of fallopian tube, and now in this fallopian tube fertilization process takes place, right? So it's very important question, where does the fertilization process takes place? Clear? Now this you are having, this is the uterus. Now for what you are having uterus? For the settlement of zygote. When the fusion takes place, zygote form, this zygote settle in the uterus, and it is surrounded by blood capillaries, right? You are having blood vessels which are filled with the blood and which are filled with the nutrition. Why? To provide the nutrition to the developing embryo, right? And here is a cervix, an opening, and this is the passage which is called vagina, right? Now sperms enter through this vagina, goes to the fallopian tube where the fertilization takes place. That I'll show you by the showing you the slide. Now this is the ovary, and where you are having eggs. These are the eggs, right? And every month one egg is produced by one of the ovary, and that goes to the fallopian tube at the time of fusion. Now this is how, this is the uterus, right? This is the ovary, it gives egg in the fallopian tube. So this is the fallopian tube where the egg in the form of ovum comes to the fallopian tube. Now this egg, this uterus, it is becoming, this layer of the uterus inside membrane, that is becoming thick due to the deposition of blood and mucus and nutrition. Why? To provide the developing embryo, right? This inner membrane is called endometrium. This endometrium layer, it consists of blood vessels. Clear? Now you can see the structure. This is the structure of ovum, right? It is the largest cell in the human body, and it is haploid, that is, it is containing only 3 chromosomes, 22 plus X, right? Not pair, that is 46. It is an haploid. Haploid means आधा. तो इसमें कितने chromosomes हो गए? 23 chromosomes हो गए, and 23 chromosomes is carried by sperms. When they fuse together, they will form 23 pairs of chromosomes. Clear? Now coming to the next slide, this is traveling of sperms. As I told you, how the sperms travel. It comes through vagina, it goes through cervix, pass through uterus and goes to the fallopian tube, where the egg is waiting. Right now, fertilization process, the fusion of this egg and sperms takes place in the fallopian tube. When the fertilization process fusion takes place, what is the product? क्या बनता है? That is zygote. This zygote settled in the uterus, and settling of zygote in the uterus is called implantation. So what is implantation? The settling of zygote into uterus is called implantation. And now this zygote implanted in the uterus, right? And where it forms an embryo. You can see the fusion of sperms and ovum. This is the ovum, this is the sperm, right? I am not going to going in detail. In detail you are going to study in +2. Now see here, many sperms together, they come and they trying to enter in the ovum, but remember that only one sperm can enter at a time. How? Because when the sperms enter, it releases some chemicals, and due to that chemicals, this membrane get ruptures and one of the sperms enter. When the sperms enter into the ova, it again this membrane get the information and it closes, and it prevents the entry of other sperms, right? So that is why at a time one sperm can enter in the ovum and fuses and forms zygote. Clear? You can see fertilization occur in the fallopian tube. How these zygote form? You can see it. The male and female chromosomes, they are fusing each other and they are going to form this zygote, right? Now, when the zygote settle in the uterus, coming to this slide, what happens? Now it converts into embryo. जब zygote से embryo बन जाता है और ये settle हो जाता है, and this embryo later on called fetus. जब इसके organs वगैरह develop होने शुरू हो जाते हैं, then we call it as fetus. We are giving the different names stage by stage. और जब पूरी तरह organism develop हो जाता है, then we call it as infants, small baby, right? Right. So when it is in the mother womb, we call it as fetus. Now these fetus, it gets the nourishment from where? Through mother. How? By the attachment of the placenta. You can see this is the placenta. This is the uterus wall which is attached with the placenta. Now it is this is the embryo and this is the wall, right? And this wall is attached through the placenta. This is placenta is a disc-like structure which provide nutrition, glucose, oxygen to the embryo, right? So from where the embryo is getting nourishment? From the mother through placenta. What is placenta? It is disc-like, very important disc-like structure. The very important question: what is placenta? Where it is situated? Write its function. Normally we get in the exam, right? And apart from giving oxygen, nitrogen, glucose, amino acids, all the I can say food particles which is required by embryo through placenta by the mother. It also removes waste product like carbon dioxide, right? And that also goes to the mother through placenta only, and mother will be removing that waste product of this fetus also. So you can see how this is the placenta. This is called umbilical cord, right? This is called umbilical cord, and this cord is attached with the child, right? Placenta or is the umbilical cord, see tubular structure attached there, and through this placenta all the nutritious food and oxygen goes to the child, and from this only the waste products comes to the mother, which mother removes from the body. Till 9 months approximately, the fetus grow into a baby, right? When it develops all the parts, we call it as fetus, right? When it about to deliver, we call it as infants, right? Small baby. So that is how the baby developed into the uterus of a mother. So this is now. If this process occur only if the fertilization occur, जब sperms और ovum का fusion होगा तो ये सब सारा काम होगा. जब fusion नहीं होगा तो what will happen? Now egg is waiting in the Egg is waiting for to release ovum. If it receives the sperm, then it releases the ovum. If it is not receiving the sperm, what will happen to this egg? It degenerates. It get destroyed. How? It get destroyed. And what happens to the uterus of the mother? As I told you in my life class also, जब हम कोई गेस्ट आता है, वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग, हम अपने आप को तैयार करते हैं, किचन में कुछ कुछ बनाते हैं उसके खाने के लिए, पीने के लिए. सिमिलरली हमारा यूट्रस भी उस गेस्ट को रिसीव करने के लिए रेडी होता है. हाउ इट गेट रेडी? दिस इनर मेम्ब्रेन कॉल्ड एंडोमेट्रियम. दिस एंडोमेट्रियम इज फिल्ड विद द ब्लड एंड न्यूट्रिशन, right? So for whole month it is getting thicker and thicker due to the blood deposition. But if the fertilization does not occur, this egg is not required, this endometrium layer is not required, so what will happen? There will be pressure on these walls of the uterus, right? And as a result they breaks. When they breaks, slowly the blood starts coming out, and that process is called menstruation, right? This process is called, it comes in the form of blood as well as mucus, right? And this process is called menstruation. Every month this process takes place. After this, this process lasts for 2 to 8 days. It varies from girls to girls. When it stops bleeding, जब ये सारा blood बाहर आ जाता है, bleeding stops हो जाती है, again this egg starts maturing and it about to release ovum and waiting for sperms to enter. जब ये sperms इसमें enter होता है, तब ये ovum release करते हैं. If the sperms is not entering, the ovum is not released and this egg is degenerate, destroy हो जाता है. But these vessels, blood vessels, again after waiting for 28 days कि अभी भी स्पर्म्स आएगा, अभी भी फर्टिलाइजेशन होगी, अभी भी जाइगोट डेवलप होगा, पर जब ये प्रोसेस नहीं होती है, अगेन देयर विल बी breaking of blood, this membrane endometrium layer, and the blood comes out slowly. This process occurs every month after 28 days, right? Now approximately 28 to 30 days. And since this process is occurring every month, and it is called menstruation cycle. So this is all about sexual reproduction in human being. So next, in my next lecture, I am going to take about reproductive health, contraceptive methods, method of contraception, right? So in next lecture, I am going to complete this chapter. If you are having any doubts, you can ask me in my live class or anytime when you are free, you feel like. So with this, I am completing my lecture on this topic. So stay home, be healthy, be happy. Bye.